The playoffs are nothing new for Livingston High School. In the late 70s, they dominated. They made their last trip to the playoffs 1979, a Meadowlands date with Union. Today, we'll see who's bad as East Orange takes on Livingston. Today on TV3.
Who's bad?
This is the TV3 Action Arena. Today from Livingston High School in Livingston, high school football action between East Orange and Livingston. Today's game is brought to you by Barnes Chevrolet, your little profit dealer. And by the Westwood, the new kid on the block with 24 years experience. And by Riverside Savings, serving New Jersey and the nation for 100 years. Hi everybody, and welcome to Livingston, a gorgeous day for football. I'm Steve Mayer. It's an Iron Hills Conference matchup today between East Orange and Livingston. Both teams come in riding different roller coasters. East Orange won their opener. They beat Barringer, but ever since have lost 3 straight. Livingston lost their first 3 games, but last week they beat Morris Knolls 14-12. I'd like to welcome today to our TV3 announcing staff, Keith Crawley. And Keith, the attitudes on both teams, they differ.
Well, of course, Livingston, coming off a big victory last week, should be riding very, very high. East Orange right now has something to prove to themselves, that they are a good football team.
They're a good football team because of Keith Short. He's Mr. Everything. Keith Short plays middle linebacker, he plays quarterback, fullback. Keith Short's a name we're going to call an awful lot this afternoon.
Yeah, Keith Short, he is Mr. Football at East Orange High School. He's one of the top players in the state. You'll see him a lot at linebacker, fullback, and he's a bruising blocker.
Livingston High School comes in, as we told you, at 1-3. They are led by a lot of key skill players. One of those at quarterback is Chris Belcure.
Yes, Chris Belcure last week was 5 for 5 in passing. He's not really known as a passer because he's such a tremendous athlete.
Now, we're going to be talking about Belcure passing the football, but running the football, it's Mark Che. Che is a good-looking back, and he'll try to get around the corner.
Yeah, Mark Che has had 3 consecutive 100-yard games. Al Jacobson, his coach, feels that he should go down as one of Livingston's top runners in the history.
Keith, defensively, what do you think Livingston's got to do?
Well, their defensive ends, Kevin Burke and Bob Belcure, have a big task today. They must contain the outside running threat of East Orange. East Orange will come on the corner today.
These two teams have met 5 times in their history. East Orange has won all 5 times. The last time they met here at Livingston, the final score, East Orange 50, Livingston 14. We'll see whether the results change today. We'll be back with the opening kickoff and more right after this. Beautiful day, as we told you, in the open for football. A pair of 1-3 teams, and we're about ready to go. Livingston High School will be dressed in the green with the yellow trim. East Orange in the white with the red and black trim. To kick it off, it's Ray Jacobson. Back deep is Shamil Simpkins, Nate Bryan. Bryan will take it. It goes over his head and out of the end zone. So East Orange gets the football first from the 20-yard line, and the Panthers go on offense looking like this. At left tackle, it's Tom Alston. The guard is Keith Short. Center, Charles Coleman. Right guard, Thurman James. Right tackle, Leroy Cooper. Nate Bryan will be at right halfback, Fabian Thorne at left halfback. The fullback is Martin Gross. Split end is Jeff Augustus, and the tight end Darnell Chase. And at quarterback, it is Herman Hudson. Hudson so far has only thrown 20 times this season. From the 20, East Orange starts 1st and 10. Handoff goes to number 22. It was Bryan on the carry, and here as we look at defensive line for Livingston, it's Bobby Belcure, Gabe Catalano, Greg Bruno, Jason Larner, and Kevin Burke. The linebackers, Larry Haken and Jack Brown, and the secondary, Frank Dippold, Chris Belcure, Dan Marino, and Doug McKay. Off the first play, we had a penalty. It looked to be illegal motion, the call against East Orange. So now they'll start at the 15, 1st and 15. Backfield is split. Thorne and Bryan in motion. That is Thorne, a pass in the flat, it's intercepted. Frank Dippold on the interception for Livingston, and the Lancers come up with the game's first break. So Livingston starts in fine field position at the 24-yard line as we watch the interception again.
Yeah, you see Herman Hudson throw a little weak pass here, just over the outstretched hands of number 88, Darnell Chase.
Gabe Catalano, Louis Del Tufo, Larry Haken, Greg Bruno, Jason Goldberg up front for Livingston. Mark Chase, your tailback, Jack Braun's the fullback, Darren Cole, the halfback, and the split end, Doug McKay. Tight end is Kevin Burke, and the quarterback is Chris Belcure. Handoff to Braun, and Braun gets the ball over the 25, inside the 25 to the 23 as we look at the defensive line for East Orange. Fabian Thorne, Charles Coleman, Richard Williams, Leroy Cooper, and Darnell Chase. Linebackers of Gross, Short, and James. And your secondary, Frank Robertson, Thomas Page, and Nate Bryan. So now you're up to date with the personnel. Here's Belcure. He goes to Che. And Che is brought down after getting the ball down to the 19. Gain of 5 yards, and the quick out pass for Livingston.
Yeah, that was just a little short dump pass right out to Mark Che. Just tried to isolate him in the open, down in the flat there.
Che comes into this game with 5 receptions as you get a good look at Al Jacobson in his 30th year at Livingston High School. What a great career he has had as their football coach. From the 19, it's 3rd and 4. Belcure gives to Braun, and Braun is met immediately. Thurman James in on the tackle along with Leroy Cooper.
That was just your basic wishbone set. Hand the ball right off to the fullback, Jack Braun, right over the guard, Greg Bruno.
So it is 4th down, and Livingston High School will go for it early from the 19. Again, the wishbone set in the backfield. Belcure pitches out to Che. Che looks for the 1st down. It's going to be close as Che gets down to the 15-yard line and picks up 4. We told you that Mark Che came in with 3 consecutive 100-yard games.
Right. Mark Che, just then on the pitch, on the option, looks like he gained the first down yardage, Steve. But just up on the option came and turned up on the corner, just to get enough yards for the 1st down.
The 1st down is recorded by Livingston High School to the 15-yard line, and the Lancers are moving. Belcure comes out again, wishbone, and the handoff again goes to Che, and Che picks up 2 more yards. Mark Che will be the workhorse throughout the entire afternoon.
It just looks that way, Steve. It looks like he's really going to carry the football a lot, and they're going to hand the ball off to him. That time he went right off tackle, a basic, sound, fundamental football play.
2 yards on the play for Mark Che. 2nd down and 8. Livingston off the turnover early. Frank Dippold with the interception. And they have the ball down to the 13-yard line. 2nd down for the Lancers. Che on the handoff, and Che with a big yardage and a touchdown. Mark Che on the touchdown, and the Lancers are on the scoreboard.
Boy, Steve, he went in virtually untouched. Watch this right now on the replay. He could have scored that one on a 2-hand touch game.
No question about that. Great blocking up front from Larry Haken, the center, and Greg Bruno. And they open the hole for Che, who goes 13 yards, and Livingston takes the lead 6-0. Chris Belcure is in for the extra point. The extra point is good, and the Lancers have a 7-0 lead, and they made the best of an early East Orange turnover.
Sure. Livingston was in the right position that time and took advantage of it. Key interception right now. The turnovers are always going to be the key to the game.
We'll watch that play one more time and watch the opening. Che untouched, and he just spurts right through. So Mark Che with the touchdown, and Mark Che has his Livingston Lancers on top. Che is just a junior, and what a future he still has.
Sure, Coach Jacobson, as I said in the opening, seems to think that he may be one of the best runners in Livingston history.
Livingston has had some fine runners. You have to remember Greg Wickner, Donnie McKay. Great job, and Che with every single carry except for just 2 plays that last drive, and he brings it into the end zone. So Livingston once again will kick things off, but this time with a lead. This time it will be returned. Here's Shamil Simpkins. And Simpkins moves outside the 20 to the 25, and that's where Livingston High School will now play defense after scoring their first touchdown. Che, the 13-yard run, 6 plays, 25 yards, as easy as that.
Sure, it certainly was, Steve. This time, we're going to look for East Orange to try to run the football. They only had 1 play, and they threw it very weakly. I think we're going to try to see some running here, try to establish the run attack right now.
Eat up EO, and so far Livingston doing just that. 1st and 10, 25-yard line. Handoff. Left side, Nate Bryan on the carry. Nate a junior, and he picks up good yardage.
Right, Steve, that's exactly what I said. I think the key to East Orange moving the football will be to come on the outside. They have tremendous amount of speed in their backfield, and so they should try to take advantage of the wide side of the field.
Bryan picked up 7 on that last carry. It'll be 2nd down and 3. 33-yard line for East Orange High School. Hudson hands off again. This time it's Martin Gross, and Gross gets the 1st down out across the 40-yard line. Call it a gain of 9 yards on the play for Martin Gross.
Here we see the halfback Nate Bryant leading up for Martin Gross, the fullback. Just a simple, basic, fundamental football play, running right up the gut.
Gross got his first start of the year last week against Seton Hall Prep. 1st and 10, handoff again to Gross, and Gross this time goes backwards. Dan Marino in on the tackle, along with Gabe Catalano. Gabe in your picture there, and right there is Bobby Belkier who gets up.
Okay, here we see good penetration by the Livingston defensive line, and then the defensive backs come in and finish them off.
So whereas Gross picks up 9 on the carry before that one, he loses yardage that time. It'll be 2nd though, and we'll call it 10. So we'll say no gain on that last play. How about that? We'll give Martin a break. Here's Nate Bryan left side, and Bryan's got good yardage. Close to the 1st down marker. It will be close. He picked up about 10 on the play, and a fine burst of speed for Nate Bryan.
Yeah, we saw a little crossfire action just then. Here we are, here we see it again. Fake to the fullback on the dive, and here we have the tailback coming outside. You know, nice run on that play.
You saw the ball got loose, but that was after the whistles had blown, and again the measurement is just short out on the field. So it will bring up a 3rd down and very short yardage. In fact, you can see right there exactly how short that 1st down is. So it will be 3rd and we'll call it, 4 inches?
Maybe 5.
Okay, maybe 5.
Well, right here, Steve, I look for East Orange just to go where their bread and butter is and go right over Keith Short. Simple fullback dive or even a quarterback sneak, but look for him to go over Keith Short.
Livingston coming off a loss last week to Seton Hall Prep, 7-6. They score with 3.5 minutes to go, but missed the 2-point conversion. And now they go for the 1st down at the 49-yard line. Inside handoff. It looks to be a 1st down for East Orange. Shamil Simpkins on the carry, his 1st carry of the game. And East Orange gets the first down to the 47.
Yeah, really, just a quick handoff right over, just to get enough yards for the first down. Nothing fancy, just simple football.
And so far on this drive, Keith, East Orange coming up with simple football, just marching down the field.
Sure, it seems like they are just more able to run the ball right at Livingston and be very, very successful here.
And so far they have been successful. They run out of the eye here. And again, Nate Bryan gets to the left side. And again, Bryan picks up 5 yards on the play. And Bryan so far has been very successful early on.
Here we see it again. It's tossed to the outside, led by Martin Gross. Right here, there's a good block there by Tom Alston, number 78.
So on the play, Bryan picks up 5. It'll be second down and 5. Nate runs the 40, 4.6, and he's showing good speed early on. Hudson back to pass. Second pass of the game, and that one was almost picked off. Great defensive play by Frank Dippold. And Dippold earlier today came up with the interception that set up Livingston's first score.
Right, Frank Dippold seems to be in real good position right there. Here it is again. We have a rollout by Hudson, the quarterback. Comes. Dippold in fine position there, just to knock the ball away. Good football, good position by Frank Dippold, the cornerback.
Frank he had lost his cornerback position over the last 2 games to Ernie Wilson, but he's back in the starting lineup today and performing well.
Yeah, he has a tough job today. As I said in the opening, East Orange will come on the corner. That's going to force the cornerbacks to have to come up and force and run support.
Third down and 5, the handoff to Bryan. He's got a first down. Nate Bryan is the big carrier so far for East Orange, and he is getting the ball and moving well, but on the play we get a penalty flag.
Okay, handoff, sweep action. Comes right here, nice running. Let's see where we can find the penalty. Not on the screen there, but looks like it could have been holding the way we're moving the football back. I'm not sure.
Well, the football is coming back, but it's coming from the point of Bryan's run. It looks to be 15 yards after the play, and we'll see what the call is, and it will be a personal foul, and it must have come after the play was over. So the ball now moves back to the 49-yard line. Big loss on the play, and it brings up 3rd and 15. 5:34 to go, first quarter. Livingston leads 7-0. Hudson to pass. It is incomplete. Intended for Darnell Chase, but overthrown.
Yeah, that ball was overthrown, but there was a lot better form on the ball. The ball was thrown that time with a lot more zip. I think Herman Hudson's starting to loosen up his arm a little bit. I think he might be in good shape by the end of the game.
Sometimes it takes the quarterback just a little time to get going.
Sure, you need to loosen up your arm and air it out a bit.
4th down now for East Orange, so they're forced to punt, and Jay Griggs will be in to do just that. Mark Che is back deep for Livingston. Good snap, line drive kick, and Che will take it on the 23, and he goes down immediately. He may have got that ball out to the 25, but penalty flags are down on the play. It looks now, as the officials today are talking things over, it looks like it's going against Livingston High School. So now Livingston will be pinned back in their territory. Remember, they started their first drive of the day from the 25-yard line and later scored. And there's a personal foul against Livingston. Football atmosphere here today in Livingston. Everybody out enjoying the action on a beautiful Saturday afternoon.
Okay, East Orange in their 52 defense right now. See the change of the monster back. Going to...
Livingston starts from the 15-yard line. Pitch out is fumble. And then just the ball is fallen on. Darren Cole that time had to just fall on the football as Cole comes back into the huddle. We'll watch it again.
Yeah, here we are. It's reverse action, pivot, and just a little toss. Just looked like he couldn't handle it, Steve.
Cole, just a sophomore, did the smart thing that time, just to fall on the football. And on the play, a loss of 5 yards. So it is 2nd down and 15 now.
Livingston in their wishbone formation.
Hand off inside. Jack Braun on the carry. And Braun looked to get it towards the original line of scrimmage. He'll fall a couple of yards short, a gain of about 2 or 3 on the play. Livingston High School is yet to throw the football this afternoon. They have scored 6 running plays on their first drive as you look at the East Orange sidelines looking on at a 3rd and 12 play. Belcure, pitch out, Shea tries to get around the corner and he'll be brought down.
That was good pursuit by the East Orange defense right then. Here we see it again, the fake fullback toss on the option. Shea looks to get some room on the outside. Comes up, you see Keith Short pursuing, and then fine tackle right there by number 7, Frank Robertson.
So Robertson and Short, good job on that play.
Good pursuit by the East Orange defense.
It'll be a punting situation now, and Billy Mount is back to punt. Again, Simpkins and Bryan back deep for East Orange. Good punt taken at midfield, and this is Bryan. And Bryan will go down, and so will penalty flags. This time it looks like the penalty will be against East Orange, although off the tackle, it looked like Livingston may have been up around the face mask, but as you saw, the holding call against the Panthers.
East Orange tried to get a real good block that time, and it appeared that they just grabbed the jersey. And an inadvertent foul, but a foul nonetheless.
And a big penalty as it will move the football back, and East Orange now, instead of starting the drive in Livingston territory, now must start from the 38-yard line. So East Orange is pinned back. Now remember the last drive, Keith, they really moved the ball well on the ground.
Sure, I think they should continue to move the ball, to run the ball. They have tremendous success. They seem to be able to get to the outside very, very well and use some of their speed.
Quarterback is still Herman Hudson. He's calling the signals with Martin Gross in the backfield along with this man, Shamil Simpkins. And Simpkins picks up 3 or 4 yards, brought down on the play. Chris Belcure came up along with Frank Dipple, and Bobby Belcure was along on the tackle.
Right, Bobby Belcure made a good play that time, helping to string the play out, and Frank Dipple came and finished him off. That was a real good play. That's the kind of defensive pursuit that we need to see by Livingston to contain the outside running threat of East Orange.
2nd down now and 6, pick up a 4 by Simpkins. And again, East Orange content with staying on the ground. Hand off to Gross inside, and Gross spins and picks up about 2 yards. Out to the 44-yard line. Martin Gross, a junior, last week ran for 32 yards against Seton Hall Prep. Good looking backfield for East Orange, and all underclassmen, no seniors. Simpkins is a sophomore, Thorne is a freshman, Hudson the quarterback a junior, Gross is a junior, Nate Bryan is a junior. 3rd down, 4 yards, big play here for the Panthers. 1:43 to go, first quarter. Hudson's gonna throw it. Now he's gonna run it. And he's brought down.
Steve, that looked like a design play right there where we had a little rollout sprint action, and the quarterback just wanted to, here it is again. Here we have the rollout, and then he just tucks the ball right up. Takes it up the field.
Nice play there by Jack Braun, number 22, to make the tackle. We
Right.
told you Braun, while fullback, he's also a linebacker, and he came up with the tackle, and now this man, Jake Griggs, is in to do the punting. Clock winding down on the first quarter. Not a good kick by Griggs off the side of his foot, and Livingston will start from the 39-yard line. Griggs is not too happy as he goes over to the sidelines.
No, it doesn't look like it, Steve. He just shanked that ball a little bit off his foot. A little bit better drop, and he would have really boomed that ball.
Tony Pierce on the sidelines. In his first year at East Orange High School, he came back to the school after graduating in 1979, and he's trying to just get this program moving on the right direction. And so far, they've got a win under their belts, and they're looking for their second win today.
We've seen Livingston basically stay with the wishbone for an option here.
Now they're going to throw. Belcure puts it up. It's Che, and he makes the catch. Mark Che with the catch, his second of the day, and a fine play by Chris Belcure to get the ball away.
Sure, that was a little, here we are again. Nice play, showed his athletic ability. We roll out, and he sees Che down the field. Che makes a fine catch, stretches out nicely for it. Good catch by Mark Che.
Gain on the play of 16 yards, and the ball is now on the 44, and here's Che off the handoff, and he breaks loose. Mark Che might have a touchdown. Oh, he's brought down. Keith Short made the tackle. Keith just dove at Che, got him on the foot, but a big gainer for Mark Che.
Yeah, here we see again, Mark Che with the football. Another good play, little stutter step right in the line of scrimmage and breaks freely. And with Keith Short with a fine effort right here, and here he just grabs him right by the ankle and trips him up.
Short, like his shadow, just caught up to him, made the tackle. Gain on the play of 24 yards for Mark Che. At the 20, here's Che again. Gets around the corner, gets a great block, and he picks up close to 10 yards.
Sure, that was a real good block by the tailback, by the fullback right there, to help him out to turn the corner and get upfield. Here we are, here's Mark Che again.
And watch the block. I think it's coming right here, and that's Doug McKay.
Yeah, Doug McKay came right in here and made a good block. Driven out of bounds by Martin Gross.
The gun signifies the end of the first quarter. And as we come back to action in the second quarter, Livingston will be heading for their second score. After one, it's Livingston 7, East Orange nothing. To nothing, and Mark Che has really taken off in this particular drive as Al Jacobson's club is close to a possible second score. The ball is on the 14-yard line, and Livingston High School is certainly moving.
Yeah, they are, Steve. Right here, they've really relied on Mark Che. Mark Che has been the workhorse today, and we look for him to carry the football right here. He's their guy that's got to get in the pay dirt for him.
Mark Che so far, with his total yardage, he has 74 yards. And as you saw, Livingston has 73 total yards, so obviously, I think my math is good enough. Livingston, the rest of the team has -1. And Mr. Che has 74 total yards, so he's having a great afternoon. Fumble off the snap, Belcure picks back up, and may have picked up a yard on that play, so a good job by Belcure.
Yeah, there again, we got to see Belcure's athletic ability, being able to get down, pick the ball up, and make something out of nothing.
And that's the idea, and that's what makes a good quarterback, and Belcure certainly one of those. He started 3 sports as a sophomore. His sophomore year, of course, last year. Started in football, was the point guard on the basketball team, and in baseball played second base. So Chris Belcure, obviously a fine athlete. 2nd and 9, and he's back to pass. Sets up, looks for the corner. Incomplete. Intended for Adam Bobker, who has come up with 2 touchdowns already this season, but he was unable to come up with number 3.
Well, Belcure rolls back, sets up, throws a nice pass just out of the reach, though, just out of the reach of Adam Bobker. What we might want to note here is Adam Bobker is the tight end, but you won't see him mostly on passing situations. The other two, Bobby Belcure and Kevin Burke, are more blocking tight ends.
There's a fumble, and it's recovered by East Orange High School. The ball was on the ground and picked up by Thurman James, and East Orange comes up with their first turnover of the game. Thurman James with a fine play right there.
Here it is again. It looks like a little miss there on the exchange from quarterback and center, and Thurman James was just right in to be able to gather the ball up.
Thurman James, a senior.
Good heads-up play by Thurman.
Second fumble recovery of the year for Thurman James, and East Orange gets the football back. They'll start from the 14-yard line. They trail, but they have averted a possible another touchdown for Livingston High School. Hudson calling the signals, Gross and Simpkins in the backfield. And here's Nate Bryan, and Bryan gets to the 15-yard line. Nate has been the workhorse so far today for East Orange. Had a touchdown against Barringer in the opener, one of the reasons why East Orange went on to a 24-7 victory, and also had a 39-yard touchdown, East Orange's only score in their second game of the year against Morris Knowles. So Bryan has the ability to get into the end zone, and so far he has 31 yards on the day. Second down and 8 yards to go for East Orange. Inside handoff, Simpkins, and Simpkins is immediately met. Greg Bruno was right there for Livingston.
Yeah, again, East Orange is in their wing T formation. Just a little cross set inside handoff. And here it is, and Greg Bruno, number 66, just stops him on the play.
Greg Bruno only played a game and a half last season because of a knee injury. He had surgery in New York. The New York Giants surgeon, Dr. Russell Warren, took care of that. He fixed the knee up beautifully, in fact, and Bruno is back and playing great football. We've got a timeout right now on the field. It's called by East Orange. They have a 3rd and 7 situation staring them in the face, and Tony Pierce takes the trot onto the field. Tony has such a great background, played here at East Orange, and his first game coaching, he won it. What a great feeling. He beat Barringer 24-7, and that's always nice. You're a new coach, you get off to a great start.
Sure, especially that game. I think that's the longest rivalry in New Jersey history, the East Orange-Barringer rivalry. And that's some way to start off a coaching career for a young coach.
You know, that used to be the traditional Thanksgiving game, and now so many of those traditional games, they've been changed around because of conference alignments, but it's great to see that they still play each other.
Sure, that is one of the games that they will keep on the schedule, I feel, because it's just a real tradition there. And, for both football teams, it's just so important to win that game.
Livingston plays West Essex on Thanksgiving, but next year that's going to change. West Essex is moving from the Iron Division of the Iron Hills Conference to the Hills Division next season, and Mount Olive now will move up from the Hills Division to the Iron Division, so therefore Livingston next year is going to have to change their Thanksgiving game. They're going to play Roxbury next year.
Boy, that's some game.
A great game.
Here we have I formation, a little different formation here. I.
And Hudson's going to pass. And Hudson's looking pretty long. Intended for Bryan, but it's overthrown. So it's going to be 4th down and another punting situation here for East Orange High School. And again, Hudson shows us that he's got the arm. He can air it out.
Sure, he did have here we have a little rollout, sets up. Just takes the ball down the field. Looks for Nate Bryan on the outside there.
So Hudson, so far, has yet to complete a pass. He has thrown 1 interception. And now Jay Griggs into punt, and he's all the way back by his goal line. The rush, I'm sure, will be on. It's a high snap, and he just gets it off. The ball takes an East Orange bounce out of bounds, and Livingston will start from East Orange territory at the 44, but Griggs did a great job just to get the thing off.
Sure he did. It turned out to be a pretty decent punt for East Orange. It's a real nice roll. Snaps a little high, as we see here.
And as you can see, he just gets it off. Not bad for Griggs. Last year, Griggs was the manager of the team, and now he's the punter. So he's come a long way. Livingston High School starts from the 44. And the handoff goes to Che. Again, Che gets outside. Penalty flags are down. It looks like it would be holding, and that's the initial call we get.
Yeah, it looks like we're going to have holding on number 87, Kevin Burke.
Again, Che tried to get to the outside, found some room, but the penalty flag was thrown right by the offensive line, and that's exactly what the call will be, holding against Livingston. So far, Keith, basically what you thought you would see?
Exactly what I thought I would see here. East Orange coming to the outside, running the football, which they've had tremendous success with. If I were Tony Pierce, I'd stay on the ground. Again, Mark Che, the workhorse for Livingston in the backfield.
1st and 20 as Belcure goes back and goes down. Immediately, a host of tacklers right in there on Belcure. It was Jonathan Ruffin right there, and Ruffin was able to knock down his man. Watch it again.
Here we are, we see Jonathan Ruffin coming from the corner on a blitz. He's an outside linebacker monster back. He just came slash right down immediately on a blitz.
Ruffin has been bothered by an injured knee. He suffered that in game 3 of the season against Roxbury, but that time it looked like he shook off his injury and was able to move right in as we get a look at the knee, and he seems to be fine and made the fine play, and it's 2nd and long yardage for Livingston. Belcure again back, throws to the flat. Here's Che. Che makes a fine move and picks up 7 yards on the play.
Bobby Belcure here's Chris Belcure back to pass. He's got a little pressure right now. Livingston East Orange coming very, very hard with the pass rush. Gets the ball off nicely to Mark Che, and he makes some nice nifty moves here.
Third down now and 17 yards to go, and Che has been so far Chris Belcure's favorite receiver with 3 receptions for 28 yards.
We're going to look to see the ball in the air right now. Here's Adam Bobker.
Pass over the middle, intended for Bobker, but incomplete. And again, when Bobker comes into the game, expect a pass.
Sure. We've noted that in films and talking to Coach Jacobson. When Adam Bobker is in the football game, look for him to receive the ball.
It's a 4th down now for Livingston, and they'll have to punt. The Lancers scored early and scored first, and that's been the only points of the game thus far. Mark Che's 13-yard run, and Livingston leads it 7-0. 7:24 to go, first half. Billy Mount's punt, high, towering fly ball. It takes a bounce, and a real good East Orange bounce. In fact, the ball may have come back about 10 yards. So East Orange has got the best field position of the day to start a drive. They'll start things off from the 44.
You could see as Mount punted the ball, you could see the spin when the ball was in the air, that it would take an East Orange bounce. And as it was, the nose of the ball hit and bounced favorably for East Orange. Dan Marino covered it.
Dan Marino, there's that name again. He must be joked often about having a name like Dan Marino.
Sure, the only thing he's missing is number 13.
You know, he was on strike last week. He came back. Nah, just kidding. And we'll talk a little more about Dan Marino, who is a very fine safety for Livingston High School. And now he's looking at East Orange and Martin Gross. And Gross gets a carry of about 2 yards to the 46-yard line. Gross is the workhorse. Gross is the guy who gets that inside handoff and gets the couple of yards. And obviously, Brian's the guy who's going to get to the outside.
Sure. Coach Pierce told me that Martin Gross is the key right here today. If he can run the football well, they won't have to put Short in the backfield, and they can leave him on the line of scrimmage.
So far, Gross has carried the ball 4 times this afternoon. 2nd down and 8. Gross now has his 5th carry, and this time he picks up 5 yards. He gets it across midfield, and it will bring up a 3rd down and short for East Orange.
That time he went over tackle Tom Tom Alston right here, number 78. Good block by Alston, turned his man in. And there was Gross taking it up the field.
Gross, a junior, 5'10", 180 pounds, and so far he's got 19 yards. Third down, and we'll call it 3. Handoff. It's Gross again, and if Gross is to get the first down here, he's close. He certainly earned it that drive with 3 carries in a row.
Yeah, Steve, it looks like he does have the first down. Here's the replay on that. And we had the lead block by Nate Bryant. Right up through, and he got tough first down yardage.
Ooh, tough drive, and tough deal of running that time for Martin Gross as he picks up all 10 yards on that exchange for the first down for East Orange High School. And from the 45-yard line, the Panthers are moving.
Here we have Delaware formation again.
Here's Bryant. It's a fumble, and it's recovered by Livingston. Kevin Burke in on the recovery. No, check that. John Bolada. John Bolada in on the recovery, and it was a big fumble that time for Nate Bryant.
Here's Bolada coming down from the other side of the field, closing down. And right here we see him recovering the ball. Also there is Bobby Belcure.
So John Bolada with the fumble recovery. He played the whole game last week against Morris Knowles. And here's Belcure to start things off. Doug McKay is there, and he dropped it. McKay was out there wide open, and he dropped it. I was just going to say, you have to give that man in your picture, McKay, a lot of credit. He's the one that stripped the ball out of Bryant's hand defensively, and that time, I have to admit, he was open, and we'll watch it again.
This ball has touchdown all over it. McKay's wide open right here, has good positions, beating this man just through his arms up.
Pass was accurate by Belcure, and from the 48-yard line, it's now 2nd down and 10 for Livingston. Belcure's back, sets up, he's going long again. It is knocked away. The pass out again and deep again, and that time intended for Chris Fender, but it was knocked down beautifully by Thomas Page.
And Frank Robertson was also on the play. That time Belcure threw into double coverage. And Fender was the only receiver really out on the play. It's the only person he looked for at that time. Maybe next time we ought to look for a little dump action over here with Che.
3rd down and 10, and this is another passing situation. It's Billy Mount in the game. Mount now throws, and Mount almost completes it to Che. He was out of bounds. So Billy Mount, the backup junior quarterback, in the game, and when he's in the game, Livingston is usually throwing.
Yeah, he is the passing quarterback. And that time they were in a true passing formation. They spread the field out a little bit. We had single back. Mount has to scramble a little bit out of the backfield. Just out of the hands of Mark Che.
Keith told everybody to look for Che, and so did Mount, but it was incomplete. And now Mount is in to do the punting. 4th down, and Mount gets off a good one. This time it takes a bounce for Livingston. And the ball continues to move him down to the 16-yard line. So Mount gets a nice hand and a nice kick.
That time, the ball turned over for the Livingston punter, Billy Mount, and we got a real good bounce for him. So there we can tell the difference in balls in the air and where the bounce is. You can predict where the ball will land and how it will bounce by the nose of the football.
All right, we're going to predict it next time.
Okay, Steve, we can get a shot at that the next time. I'll tell you which way the ball's going to bounce.
All right, fair enough. From the 12-yard line, it's 1st and 10 for East Orange. Simpkins gets pulled down. Simpkins on the carry, and in on the tackle that time, Larry Haken for Livingston High School.
Yeah, Larry Haken just came out from his inside linebacker spot and just bulldogged Simpkins down right there. Again, East Orange content to come on the corner, and try to just move the ball up the field that way. And I think they're going to be very successful if they stay with their plan.
Well, that time Haken apparently bulldogged Mr. Simpkins a little too much. There was a penalty flag on the play, and as you can see, they're moving East Orange's way. The official call, face mask against Larry Haken. We've got an official timeout right now on the field, and it will be a first down now for East Orange High School, and a big play that time with the 4-minute warning now on the field. 3:55 exactly if you're keeping time at home. It'll be a first down now for East Orange as they're going to try to put some points on the board before the end of the first half.
Yeah, I think they have a good opportunity here. If they can stay within their game plan, move the ball on the ground, and stay with their nice firm blocking, and come again, stay on the corner, and it puts Livingston in a big position, big predicament, because those cornerbacks have to continue to creep up and play the run on the corner. Eventually, you'll see an opening on the outside for a pass.
Ball's on the 31-yard line. Here's Simpkins again. Nice move. Simpkins gets about 7 yards. Shamil getting his second consecutive carry. His brother Kier started for East Orange last year. He's now at Montclair State, and Shamil has just picked up where his brother left off.
You see, toss play. You saw Keith Short out in front on the toss, getting a nice block there.
And so far, Shamil was 17 yards. He had a 37-yard touchdown off a screen pass last week against Seton Hall Prep. Second down and 3. Inside, this is Gross. Gross gets towards the first down marker. I believe he's about a yard short. So it will be third down now for East Orange. Clock is moving, 2:54 to go.
Again, it's going to be just short. I think what we're going to do is we're going to go over that man again, Keith Short, to get the first down. Look for Martin Gross to carry the football.
Remember, Short is an offensive guard up front. Excellent size up front as well for East Orange. It's 3rd and 1. Hand off to Gross. He goes behind Short, but he'll be short of the first down. Right there on the tackle and raising his arms is Gabe Catalano, and he ought to raise his arms because he made a fine play.
Sure, right here, Steve, you see Catalano staying low and just coming in, making a fine play. Also helped out there by Bobby Belcure.
Gabe Catalano, one of the strongest linemen at 6'2", 230, gets double teamed a lot, but he's a hard hitter and real strong against the running game, according to his head coach, and that time he showed you why. They do say, though, that it looked like Gross was short of that first down, but it said, according to the marker, that he's got it.
Yeah,
So
well, the nose of the
down.
football just appeared to be over.
See that?
That's a good spot there.
I was looking at all that information, that good info about Catalano. I wasn't looking at the marker. It's first down for East Orange. Bryant's got to try to get to the outside, and this play is strung out. Look at this, he cuts it back. He's got some blocking here. Oh, look at this play. All of that for 2 yards. Nate Bryant had nowhere to go and went, oh, I think I better get up over on this other side. There's penalty flags down on the field. There's players down on the field. And Bryant's got 2 yards.
Yeah, what we have, well, here's the defense right here. Here we have DePaul coming to close down and has nice contain. Now, there's John Bellata. Shamil Simpkins reverses his field now. Comes back around, Nate Bryant, I'm sorry. Comes back, and again, good Livingston pursuit.
Actually, Bryant picked up 2 yards. There's a man down on the field. It's difficult to see a number. There was a penalty flag for blocking below the waist. That's the call, blocking below the waist. So when something like that happens, where you have a runner going to one side, reversing his speed, reversing the way he's running, going to the opposite side, you're bound to get penalties. He's cutting back. You're bound to have some interesting things happen, including injuries. Our officials for today, Jerry Belmonte Sr., Dan Uricoli, Alan Russell, and Jerry Belmonte. As Gabe Catalano gets back onto his feet, and he seems to be okay. He's walking off under his own power. The crowd looking on, and they give him a nice hand as well. Decent crowd today at Livingston High School. So, after all that, the ball is on the 21. It's first down, and let me figure this out quickly. 31 yards.
Okay, we're I formation here. Look for them to pass. This is the last time they passed out of the I.
All right, Hudson's back, and he throws a screen. Simpkins, he's got a lot of room. Still on his feet, and Simpkins on the play picks up 20 yards. He gets back to the original line of scrimmage, and a very fine play for East Orange, the screen to Simpkins.
Sure, here we are. Hudson dropping back, gets pressured, throws the ball out right out to Simpkins in the flat on a little screen action. There's Tom Austin with a little block there. Simpkins, nice individual running. Just taking the ball right up the field.
20-yard gain on the play for Simpkins.
And you saw Keith Short in the area there.
Second down and 10, 50 seconds to go. First half, the pass is complete. Fine pass that time from Herman Hudson, and it's a completed pass as well. The pass out to Jonathan Ruffin, who makes his first catch.
Right, you see East Orange do something a little bit different than most teams. They pass out of the I formation. Here Hudson is passing with a little roll action right to Jonathan Hudson, right between two defenders. That was a good pass.
Beautiful pass, and it picked up 13 yards. And Jonathan Ruffin with the catch, his first of the season. And the football's now on the 44-yard line, and the clock is stopped with 45 seconds to go.
Steve, as I mentioned before, most teams like to run the football out of the I formation, where they focus on the tailback and have the fullback as a blocker. As we've seen, East Orange has done something a little bit differently. What they're doing is in their passing formation is their I, and what they do is they roll out and use some track blocking to the fullback and the tailback leading up for the quarterback.
Herman Hudson got off to a real shaky start. His first pass was intercepted by Frank Dippo. Livingston went on to score a touchdown, Mark Che, on a 13-yard run. But ever since then, Mr. Hudson has settled down just a bit, and he's come up with 2 consecutive completions, and they have moved the ball down, East Orange has, to the 44-yard line. Sure, Steve, anytime you come to the corner as much as East Orange does, it puts a lot of pressure on those cornerbacks. And they have to come up and force the run and support the run a great deal. And that's when you can loosen them up for a pass, and that's exactly what we saw just then. Timeout on the field for East Orange. Tony Pierce inside talking to his team. East Orange has 1 timeout remaining with 45 seconds to go here. Now you can bet they're going to put the ball up again, especially after the success that they've had the last 2 times. Sure, I look for the same type of thing, I formation, track blocking, and look for him to ISO on one of his wideouts, or even his wing right on the side. The wing split out a little bit more here in more of a flanker. Herman Hudson's back to pass. He's looking long. It's incomplete. Boy. Out there was Nate Bryan. Tough play out there. It looked like you may have had the possibilities of pass interference as well, but it's an incomplete pass as we watch it one more time. Again, Hudson sets up, and he throws a real nice tight spiral. And just out of the hands. We had 3 men back there. There was Chris Belcure back, and Ernie Wilson back there defending on the play. Ernie Wilson made the play, number 55, just a sophomore at 5'10", 165. Second down now with 38 seconds to go, first half. Hudson's gonna pass again. Movement on the line, penalty flags go down, and the pass goes down over the head of the intended receiver, Jeff Augustus. It'll be an offsides call, and it's gonna come back. East Orange looked to move before the snap of the football.
Yeah, it looked like one of the wideouts moved before the snap. Really, in football, there's no need for that, simply because he doesn't have to get off the ball all that quickly as a wide receiver. And all he has to do is look in and watch. Livingston looks like they declined the penalty, Steve.
So it will bring up a 3rd down and 10, 33 seconds to go in the first half. Look at this. East Orange is set up about 15, 20 yards away from the football.
Yeah, they'll be tired when they get to the line of scrimmage.
They're running up right here.
Wind sprints.
Herman Hudson brings his team up now. He's thrown it the last 4 times. And here comes number 5. It is almost intercepted. Knocked down by Jack Braun. Gabe Catalano almost had the interception. Penalty flags once again are down.
That's a lineman's dream, to intercept the pass, run it in for a touchdown. He certainly would have had a touchdown on that play.
No question, it was open field in front of Gabe Catalano.
Here we see
Again,
Kevin
we
Burke.
get a penalty flag as Kevin Burke comes off. And this time the penalty is a big one. It's against Livingston High School, and it will be a personal foul call.
I didn't make it, Jake. Jake, I didn't make it, he made it.
That had to come right at the snap of the football. That penalty flag was down quickly, and with that penalty, the ball goes down to the 30-yard line. 30 seconds to go, and it's a 1st down for East Orange. Hudson throws over the middle. It is complete. A touchdown. Darnell Chase on the touchdown reception. Herman Hudson with the pass, and we've got ourselves a 7-6 football
No,
game.
I don't think so. We have a flag here on the play, and it looks like it might be a penalty against East Orange. Here it is again. Herman Hudson rolling out again. Sees his receiver. Right down the field. Good catch by Darnell Chase. I think what we have here is blocking.
Not sure exactly what the call might be, but it will definitely come back. You always have to look in that backfield. I should have learned the lesson. Good call. You said it was blocking below the waist, and that's where the call is. So the touchdown comes back. Mark it down. It happened with 30 seconds to go in the first half, and this could be a critical point of the football game for East Orange. Tony Pierce has got to be just slightly upset on the sidelines, as his ball club had 6 points and they come back. 5th penalty of the day for East Orange, and right now, certainly the most crucial. Ball's on the 49, 1st down, and Hudson throws again, and this time he overthrows his intended receiver, Jeff Augustus.
Yeah, again, they were back in their regular set, their Delaware formation, and threw the ball. Again, they will roll out most of the time throwing the ball. Here we had a little fake, sets up, and just overthrows him.
Keith, how badly can it hurt the attitude of a club to have a touchdown like that one we just watched come back?
That's pretty demoralizing, Steve. What happens is you have the points right there, and someone made a mistake. And these are high school kids. And people make mistakes on plays like that. But East Orange is a good team. They'll come back.
2nd down. Should be the last play of the first half. It is caught. What a great catch. Nate Bryan still on his feet. That is the best catch I've seen all season long. And the clock runs out. That was a one-handed, behind-his-head catch. Bryan made the catch and then stayed on his feet, but the clock runs out. Watch this again. A thing of beauty.
Here, it's a one-handed catch. Super spins out of the grass. Really, a tremendous catch there. Not much room after the catch, though, but worked very, very hard.
I know it's halftime, but if we could, sometime during halftime, we've got to watch that one again. That was a great catch, and Livingston leads at halftime, and when we come back, we'll be entertained by the Livingston High School Marching Band. By just 7, and this one should be a great one. Sit back, relax, and enjoy the action on TV3. The ball goes out of bounds off the kickoff. kickoff that time for Hudson, and they're going to bring it back. So we'll get to do things over. In the Iron Hills Conference, so far, Randolph on top with a 4-0 mark. Roxbury has 3-0. Morris Knowles came into today's action at 3-1. Morristown at 2-2. Seton Hall Prep at 2-2. Columbia at 2-2. Last night in Iron Hills Conference games, Seton Hall Prep shut out by Randolph 35-0. Matt Nardidolo, the fine quarterback for Randolph, had another good night, and Randolph the victory over Seton Hall Prep. Today's action, Morris Knowles and Roxbury and West Essex against Morristown. Hudson will kick it off one more time. Back deep, Doug McKay and Mark Che. Say that? See that? I'm a poet, I don't even know it. McKay and Che back deep. And the clock still remains at 12 minutes to go here in the third quarter. Clock is yet to move. It will move once either McKay or Che touches the football. So for the second time, we're ready to go with the second half. Kickoff will be taken by McKay at the 20-yard line, to the 30, to the 35, and out across the 40 to the 43-yard line. Livingston High School takes the football, first time, second half. In the first half, they scored the touchdown off their first drive. They had some problems, though, afterwards, fumbling on their second drive. They had to punt 3 times in the first half. They'll come out with Chris Belcure as the quarterback. The backfield remains the same. It's Mark Che, Jack Braun, Darren Cole. Pitch out to Che. He fumbles the football, and it looks like Keith Short may have fallen on the ball, and East Orange has it. So the first play of the game in the first half was an interception. Hudson threw it into the hands of Frank Dippo. Here's the first play, second half, a fumble by Che. East Orange has got it.
You see Belcure throwing the ball a little bit behind Mark Che right there, and then we see Jonathan Ruffin just coming in, picking up the recovery there.
I may have said that it was Short on the recovery, but it was Ruffin. East Orange, you see that the interception cost them. They've had a punt, they fumbled a couple of times, they've had some troubles right throughout the entire day, and as you can see, they have averaged starting a drive on their own 25. Right here, they start their drive from the Livingston 34-yard line. Handoff to Gross, and Gross gets the good gainer to start things off to the 28. A gain of 6 yards to start things for the Panthers.
It looks like East Orange has really come out fired up this half. Here it is, just a little simple handoff. Right here, Jonathan Martin Gross right up the middle, the fullback. It's a hard-working runner.
So Gross, who had 8 carries first half, starts things off in the second half. Ball is on the 28-yard line, second down and 4. Hudson's your quarterback for East Orange. Again, it's Gross, and this time he moves to the 26-yard line. Pickup of 2 yards on the play for Martin Gross.
There again, we saw good. The offensive line of East Orange got off the ball very, very well right time and denied penetration by the Livingston offensive line. That was good movement by East Orange right there, and allowed Gross to pick up some nice yardage.
John Bellata was in on the tackle along with Jack Braun, and it's 3rd and 1 at the 26-yard line. East Orange looks to move. Handoff to Gross. He's got a first down, and he moves the ball to the 22-yard line. Pickup of 4 yards, and again, Martin Gross continually getting the handoff, and he's coming through with the big play. First down, East Orange.
Right then, they went over Keith Short then for the first down yardage.
First down now at the 22-yard line for East Orange. They trail 7-0. Handoff again to Gross. And again, he moves into the middle of the line. Haken was there on the tackle, along with Gabe Catalano. Jason Larner was there as well, but Gross again picks up 2 yards.
Steve, it just looks like right now East Orange is coming off the ball and blowing Livingston back and able to pick up that yardage right there. There's nothing fancy. That's just real football.
Nothing fancy at all, just plain hard-nosed football going up the gut. 2nd down and 8. Handoff. Simpkins tries to cut it around the corner, and he moves inside the 15-yard line to the 14-yard line. Larry Haken was there to make the stop for Livingston High School.
Again, here's the little handoff to Shamil Simpkins. He comes up on the corner again. Haken just trips him up by his ankle.
Larry Haken, a junior, able to make the play. Ball is now on the 12-yard line for East Orange. Here's Gross inside the 10 to the 7. Martin Gross again with the carry. And again, Martin Gross picks up good yardage. Again, nothing fancy at all. And East Orange is inside the 10-yard line.
Yeah, right here, we look to see them go over Keith Short again. This is their bread and butter man. This is the man they rely on.
And Short has come through. It's 1st and goal. We'll call it the 9 as East Orange has led in first downs 10-3. Handoff, Nate Bryan. Nate Bryan looks for the end zone and comes up just about a yard short. He's at the 1-yard line. Pickup of 8 yards for Nate Bryan.
That time, East Orange went to the wide side of the field. Just Nate Bryan came up, and now he's forcing the corner. Watch, makes a nice cut.
And as you saw, Nate Bryan got down to the 1-yard line. So Tony Pearson's club looking for a score. They trail at 7-0. We've got an official's timeout. 7 minutes and 50 seconds to go in the 3rd quarter. Officials line it up one more time, and we're ready to go. A big play here on 2nd down. Remember, Livingston with the early touchdown leads by 7. Again, we get a timeout as the whistles blow. This time, the timeout charged to Livingston High School, and both coaches will make their way to the field. A very, very important part of this football game.
Right here, East Orange should stay exactly what brought them here. The old saying is dance with the woman who brought you here. So they're going to go right down, stay on the ground to Martin Gross, and look for a touchdown on this play.
Livingston High School with their first victory of the season last week, a 14-12 victory over Morris Knolls. Morris Knolls came into that game undefeated. It was the 3rd straight year that Morris Knolls came into the Livingston game with no losses, and it was the 3rd straight year that Livingston pulled the upset. Coaching staff out on the field as you look at Al Jacobson. Assistant coaches for Livingston High School, Rudy Valentine. He's in his 24th year. He handles the offense. Ed Purdy in his 11th year handles the defense. Ed's son Chris plays for Livingston High School. Dave McLaughlin, a quarterback on the 1977 team that lost to Westfield in the States. He is an assistant coach, along with Nick Polaro, who played on the 1980 team. From the 1-yard line. Hudson is calling the signals. Look for Gross here. Handoff Gross. And he's close. No official announcement yet. And the official announcement will be that Gross got to the line of scrimmage, the 1-yard line. 3rd down and goal.
It looked like good penetration for Livingston. That's where touchdowns are made, right on the line of scrimmage. Here we see Gross coming in. Nice penetration by the Livingston defense. Denied Martin Gross the touchdown.
East Orange has scored just 18 points the last 3 weeks. They're looking for a touchdown right here. 3rd and goal from the 1. Pitch out, Simpkins. He is in. Shamil Simpkins scores for East Orange, and they now trail Livingston High School by a single point.
Shamil Simpkins just takes a little toss, and looks like he wants to go to the outside. Now just sees an opening, cuts it right back into the hole, and sees daylight, scores the touchdown.
Second straight week that Shamil Simpkins has scored. He scored last week on a screen pass against Seton Hall Prep. He puts it to the end zone today, and East Orange will go for 2 points. They trail 7-6, so a 2-point conversion right here for the Panthers. Pitch out, Simpkins, he throws, it's incomplete.
There we had their I formation. It was the true I formation where we had tossed to the tailback. Tailback pulled up, threw a little option pass right then.
So a good effort by East Orange, but they failed to come up with a 2-point conversion. Last week against Seton Hall Prep, Seton Hall got out to a 7-0 lead. East Orange scored with 3 minutes and 30 seconds to go in the game. East Orange went for 2 points last week as well, but the pass again was incomplete, and East Orange lost to Seton Hall Prep 7-6. I would hate, and I guess it's too early, to say that that could happen again. But it may very well happen again, as East Orange currently trails 7-6. We'll be watching more football action next week as well. We'll have it for you on the Action Arena. It's Del Barton against Caldwell. The Chiefs are undefeated, coming off a victory last week against Pequannock 56-7. You can watch the game next Saturday night at 8 o'clock, once again Sunday at 9:30. TV3 is certainly the place to be when it comes to high school football. And right here, we've got ourselves a doozy. 7-6, Livingston leads. East Orange will kick things off with Herman Hudson. Kick is short, taken by the up man, Chris Belcure, and Belcure gets to the 45. Belcure's all over the place.
He is. He's seems to be on every team, and he's a contributor on every team. Here he is taking the kickoff, just turns it up the field nicely, tucks the ball under his arm, and looks for some daylight. And that was the kicker, Herman Hudson, with the tackle. Somebody down on the play right now, Steve.
It's difficult to see who that is as they roll him over. It looks like it is number 88, Darnell Chase. Chase, who had caught a touchdown earlier in the game, but had to have the ball come back and the touchdown come back, looks to be the recipient of a couple of leg cramps. Again, it's too early to tell. Chase, 5 receptions, 75 yards, and a first touchdown against Barringer. Was in on the play, that last kickoff play, and went down, and you can watch him right here. He'll be on the right-hand part of your screen. He's coming in right now, and there you see him now. He's over right there, number 88, and boom, looked like his knee went right into the helmet of Herman Hudson. He comes off the field walking, or not even walking, being carried, and Chase, we hope, will be okay. East Orange High School trails now 7-6. Simpkins with the 1-yard run. They went 9 plays and 34 yards. They picked up the turnover, and that got them going. And here is Livingston now with the football, and the handoff to Che gains no yards. Back to the line of scrimmage for Mark Che.
That time we saw Livingston spread the football out a little bit. They had one back in the backfield, a little unbalanced line. That's basically a throwing formation, but again, they handed the ball off to the fullback.
Call it a loss of a yard on that last play, so it's 2nd down and 11 from the 44. Number 44, Chris Belcure, is the quarterback. I think everybody except for Belcure moved. This play is going to be coming back. Another penalty. We showed you how many penalties, 11 altogether in the first half. And Here's an illegal procedure call.
Right, it just looked like a little confusion in the huddle on the snap count.
So it will be coming back, and so far Livingston moving backwards on this particular drive. It will now be 2nd down and 16.
You know, Steve, this has been primarily an East Orange football game. They moved the ball quite well in the first half. It seemed to be moving the ball quite well this half, and also shutting down the Livingston offensive attack.
For a team that's trailing by 1 point, Keith, they have been impressive.
Yeah, they have been. I think without that first interception, they'd be ahead and by a couple of touchdowns right now.
They did get off to the sluggish start. The interception by Frank Dippold for Livingston set up a Che touchdown. And this half, East Orange has taken advantage of the turnover. Jonathan Ruffin with the fumble recovery, and 9 plays later, Simpkins with the touchdown. Here's Mark Che. And Che gets around the corner. Mark Che picks up 6 yards on the play.
There we had Che coming to the outside with Lou Del Tufo leading the way, number 74. There's Che turning the corner, just staying right in bounds there. Knocked out by number 31, Thomas Page.
So a gain of 6 yards, it's 3rd and 10. You mentioned Louis Del Tufo as you look at Che's stats on the day. Louis is a sprinter and a shot putter on the track team. How about that combination? As Belkier looks to pass, throws incomplete. Intended for Darren Cole, and it will be 4th down Livingston.
Boy, oh boy! Now on that play right there, Chris Belkier had a lot of room to take the ball up the field on the run. He might have gotten very close to the 1st down. Here we are. We see it again. He has plenty of room in front of him, but he likes to throw the ball. Ball had a little Cadillac fin on it, Steve.
Incomplete, and it's now 4th down. We mentioned the name of Chris Belkier. We've been saying Bobby Belkier. They are brothers, and their father, Bob Belkier, the head coach of the West Orange High School basketball team. 4th down now. Billy Mount to punt, and he gets off a nice one. Simpkins will take it. And Simpkins tried to make the move, but failed to do so, and he gets the ball to the 31. So East Orange has got the ball 2nd time, 2nd half, the 1st time they scored. We mentioned that East Orange has never lost to Livingston. 5-0 against the Lancers' lifetime. The first time they played them, East Orange beat Livingston 28-26. As you look at Bob Belkier from the stands, Bob, the West Orange basketball coach, and Bob, the father of Chris and Bobby Belkier. Martin Gross gets the carry and goes nowhere. He's immediately brought down. Jack Braun was in there on the tackle. Kevin Burke was on the tackle. And after the play, you may have watched it, penalty flags went down.
Yeah, that looked like there was some extracurricular activity after the whistle.
Watch it again, and you may see that extracurricular activity. Tough to see right there. So it's unsportsmanlike conduct, the call, and it goes against Livingston. So again, penalties have plagued both teams throughout the entire afternoon. Now this one, a 15-yarder, and now East Orange has got the football in good field position.
Sure, let's see where they can capitalize on this right here. Again, they've had tremendous success on moving the ball on the ground, and I don't think they should move away from it at all.
No question about that. They now have the football on the 47-yard line. Shamil Simpkins still on his feet, and now he's dragged down, but Simpkins on the play picks up a gain of 5 yards.
Shamil right there came off tackle, went to make the play off the corner. Nice little O.J. Simpson step there.
Finally, he was dragged down by Frank Dippold. We were told that Nate Bryan likes to think that he's O.J. Simpson. He'd rather wear 32, but that time we saw Shamil Simpkins, and he showed us his O.J. Simpson-like moves.
Sure, here we are. Again, Delaware set.
Second down and 5, and Gross straight up the gut, and Gross picks up another 2.
You know, Steve, in this formation, the Delaware wing T formation, the fullback is really the key to the offense. What they want to do is they try to establish the fullback up the middle, as they do with Gross right here. And he's really the key. He's the primary runner, the workhorse. Off of that, we see the motion coming back with the wing, as we saw with the reverse earlier in the first half. And then we see the tailback on the sweeps to the outside.
3 minutes and 8 seconds remain in the third quarter, and it's a beautiful mixture for East Orange, and it has worked well this afternoon. Here's Gross again, and he's got himself a first down. Martin Gross gets out to the 41-yard line. On the play, he picks up another 5 yards, and it's another first down for East Orange, their 11th of the afternoon.
East Orange is content to keep the ball on the ground and move it in nice 5-yard chunks right here. There's no need to get away from this.
Martin Gross has done an excellent job, the junior. 9th carry of the game. Check that. 9th carry of this half. And that time we watched Shamil Simpkins, and he was brought down by Larry Haken. Haken, a lacrosse player, missed last week's game due to a rotator cuff injury, and right here he comes up with the tackle.
Yeah, that time Simpkins was not able to get on the corner the way he wanted to. But there we saw the formation, what we talked about just before, with the tailback coming to the outside and the fullback going up the middle in the Delaware formation. Here we see an I formation. Look for them to pass.
Loss of 3 on that last play. Here's Brian, and he is strung out. Out of bounds he goes. A loss of 1 yard on the play. In on the tackle that time, Chris Belcure, Doug McKay. We watch right here the defensive pursuit.
Here's a nice pursuit. Here's Chris Belcure coming with the knife and knocks him out of bounds. Again, we had toss there from the I formation. A formation to isolate on the tailback to get outside.
3rd down, 14, 1:58 to go. Hudson's gonna throw it. He's got a man, it's incomplete. Intended for Jeff Augustus, but overthrown. So it's 4th down now for East Orange, and the punting unit is coming onto the field. Hudson hasn't thrown the ball this second half, and in the first half, you may remember, got hot towards the latter stages. And as you can hear in the background, the Livingston crowd gives the defensive unit a fine hand.
Sure, Livingston's defensive unit really came on strong in that last series. What I think East Orange should have done at that point is maybe forced a little bit harder with their quarterback.
Griggs will now do the punting. Che is back deep, and he gets off a good one. Che will take it at the 9. A lot of white shirts there, and they bring him down at the 11-yard line. And Livingston is pinned back, and they will have to start from a hole here as we get towards the end of the third quarter. Livingston High School scored first. First quarter, first drive, Che with a touchdown. East Orange has come back in this quarter with their first score. They missed the 2-point conversion, so we're at 7-6.
We should really give some credit to the Livingston offensive line. They've really kept Keith Short in check this whole football game defensively.
No question about that as Belcure starts his team rolling. And Mark Che goes down off the handoff. No gain on the play. And we talked about Keith Short, and there is Mr. Short making the tackle. Keith has narrowed down his college decisions down to 4 schools: Penn State, Clemson, Syracuse, and Missouri, and he's leaning towards Clemson.
Yeah, right there you saw Short slide down the line of scrimmage very, very nicely. Kept his body square to the line of scrimmage, was in real good position, and was able to make a real solid, good football tackle.
That was the 25th play today for Livingston. 46 plays for East Orange. Wow, what a difference.
Yeah, that is a big difference.
Livingston had the football early and made it count. And so far, it has counted on the scoreboard as well. With 1:09 to go, third quarter, Livingston has 7, East Orange has 6. Pitch out. Way outside, pitch out goes to Doug McKay, and McKay stumbles his way to the 14. Gain of 3, it'll bring up a third down. There was a penalty flag down on the play as well. It'll be a face mask call against East Orange, and again the penalty's hurt. So Livingston was pinned back in their own territory, and right now they're moving out just a bit because of this latest penalty. The ball is placed on the 30-yard line. So it's now on the 30, and as you look at the penalty story, it really shows how many penalties have been called and how critical those penalties have been. A lot of yardage there. Here's Che. Breaks the tackle, but he's going nowhere because Mr. Short was there to make the tackle.
Yeah, it seems like Mr. Short has come alive this half, hasn't it?
Hey, you know, the wake-up call sometimes is installed late in the game, but as long as the wake-up call comes, Mr. Short is ready.
Here it is. He slides down the line of scrimmage, comes up, and just makes a real good, nice pop on a real deceptive runner.
He had 99 tackles as a sophomore, was an all-Essex County selection. Last year as a junior, 104 solo tackles. He was an all-Essex County selection as well. This year he came into this game with 54 solo tackles. Inside handoff to McKay, and McKay is bottled up after gaining about 2 yards. So it will be third down when we come back because the gun has sounded, signifying the end of the third quarter. Hey, we've got a great game, and it should be a great finish as well. Livingston leads East Orange 7-6.
Fresh from the sea comes a scrumptious summer specialty at the Westwood Reserve Room. It's the New England Clam Baker for 2. For one low price of just $29.95, each of you will enjoy one whole lobster, a generous mixture of clams, shrimp, scallops, mussels, and more. All the usual Reserve Room trimmings, plus a bottle of Inglenook wine. Before summer's over, be sure to enjoy the New England Clam Baker for 2. Only $29.95 at the Westwood Reserve Room, North Avenue in Garwood.
Steve Mayer along with Keith Crawley back here at Livingston, the Lancers and the Panthers. Keith, what's going to happen this fourth quarter? Let's hear what you would say if you had to look into a crystal ball.
Well, if I had to look into a crystal ball right now, I'd see East Orange on the ground running the football. And I look to see Livingston start to put the ball in the air a little bit. I look for Adam Bobker in the game a little bit more. You know, Steve, he's sort of like akin to the Giants' Tony Galbraith. He's their possession receiver, comes in the game on third down. You might look for him a little bit earlier, though.
It's a third down situation as we'll get back to action here in the fourth quarter. Third down and 12 yards to go for Livingston, and a big play right here. Chris Belcure has split some time at quarterback with Billy Mount. He is the quarterback right now. Mount usually comes in on passing situations, but Belcure is in right now, and this is definitely a passing situation for Livingston. Belcure's back. Belcure is rushed. Runs out of the pocket, and he turns it upfield. Belcure picks up some yardage. Penalty flags, though, go down after the play. And this time, it looks like East Orange is happy, so the penalty must be against Livingston.
Well, Steve, you see here the benefit of having an athlete at quarterback. Here, right then, Belcure dropped back to pass. He saw no one was open, and he turned into a halfback, just tucked the ball under his arm and took it up the field.
Now, we mentioned when Mount comes into the game to throw the football, Belcure goes over the split end. That just is a great indication of what kind of an athlete he actually is.
Sure, he's a tremendous athlete. I think you said before that he was a starter on the basketball team as a point guard, so you know he's an athlete. And right there, he showed some of his athletic ability.
Personal foul is declined, that personal foul against Livingston. So Billy Mount will come in to hunt things away. Shamil Simpkins and Nate Bryan are back deep, and East Orange will get the football back here in the fourth quarter. Rushes on. Mount gets it off. Penalty flags are down. And it takes Livingston bounce and will be down at the 29. Penalty flags all over the place. They went down early. It may be for too many men on the field. We'll see what the call is. That's what it is, illegal participation. Too many men on the field against East Orange. It was 4th down and 8 to go. And now, officials over talking to Livingston. Tony Pierce over on the sidelines wondering who's supposed to be on the field that wasn't on, or who was on the field that wasn't supposed to be on the field in that case. Of course, you can go with 10 men on the field, but you can't go with 12.
No, 12's one too many.
The penalty gives Livingston a 1st down. So the Lancers will continue owning the football here in the 4th, and that is another big penalty. Too many men on the field.
That was a real big penalty, because I looked for East Orange at this point to take control of the football game had they have the ball right there.
So Livingston High School gets the break right here as a timeout is called on the field, and they still have the football and the lead. It's 7-6. We've got sports action as well coming up on TV3. Plenty of it. We've got a great soccer game coming up. It'll be Kearney against Scotch Plains, the matchup of the year in New Jersey high school soccer, and we'll have it for you right here on TV3. Thursday night you can watch it at 8 o'clock, then once again Friday at 9. This should be the game of the year, Kearney and Scotch Plains out of the Watch On Conference. Of course, to find out who won that Kearney-Scotch Plains game, to find out
what a game.
Everything about high school sports, you can watch Suburban High School Sports Report every Friday night at 8:30, Saturday at 5:30. Yours truly, the host, and we have a lot of fun bringing you the results of what's going on in not only football and soccer, but field hockey and girls soccer. A little girls tennis is thrown in. And we hope that you join us every Friday at 8:30 and Saturday at 5:30. Livingston with the football, 47-yard line, and of course they get the break. Too many men on the field for East Orange. They're going to get another break right here. Looks like it's offsides East Orange.
That time we saw Livingston in another offensive formation. That was their power I formation. That primarily a running formation again, but it adds one more blocker in the backfield. So let's see what they do out of this, Steve.
Again, the officials having a little discussion on the field. Now they all get together, and here comes the call. It is against East Orange. So Livingston will now move to East Orange territory, and it will bring up a 1st down and 5. Penalties certainly slow down a football game, and just to remind you, we're in the 4th quarter, 11:29 remains.
Yeah, Steve, I look for Mark Che to carry the ball a little bit. He's been quiet here of late. He hasn't carried the ball too much this half. We haven't seen much out of him. Again,
good call.
Like another penalty.
There's Che, but again, the penalty flags are down. Play is blown dead, and we'll see what the call is now. It's going to be against East Orange. That's the initial call, illegal procedure. I don't know. It looked like off the bat, it looked like it was Livingston that moved fast. In fact, you see up on the top part of your screen a Livingston player moving before the East Orange player, and that's what the call will be. It will be against Livingston. So our initial call went against East Orange, but instead the call is against Livingston.
Right. The Livingston player just tried to get that advantage by getting off with a real crisp block because he knew the play was coming behind him.
Here, watch it again. There you see it, top part of your screen. Good call.
Yep. Looked like he might have been in good position to seal off the defensive end right there.
So back we go to 1st and 10, and that clock's not moving, and East Orange likes to see that at least, but they don't like to see all these penalties, and especially that critical, and I cannot say it enough, that critical too many men on the field penalty. As you look at the penalties thus far, 16 in all, nearly 200 yards worth of penalties, Keith.
Right, there's over 100 yards in penalties against East Orange. Think if you cut that in half, where East Orange would be right now.
Livingston with more yards in penalties than they have total yards. Here's Che. Che looked for some blocking, picked up about 4 yards on the carry, got it close to midfield. Mark Che has not carried the ball that much. We mentioned in the first half that he was basically all the offense for Livingston, and he has certainly slowed down, and give credit to the East Orange defense.
Sure, that East Orange defense has really come to play. They buttoned up their chin straps in the second half and really are working very, very hard.
Che picked up 3 on that last play, so it's 2nd down and 7. Belcure's back, and he's going down. Jonathan Ruffin in on the sack of Chris Belcure.
The first person you saw in there was the freshman, Fabian Thorne. He forced Belcure out of the pocket, and then we had some more people coming in to finish him off, primarily Jonathan Ruffin on the other defensive end.
Last year, Jonathan made the All-Iron Hills Conference team along with Keith Short. He came into this game, as we mentioned, with an injury to his knee, and he's come up with 2 big plays as once again Darnell Chase seems to be an injured man on the field. Ruffin, as you look, has come up with 2 sacks so far, did not play at all last week, and because of Fabian Thorne, you mentioned he was in on the pressure, just a freshman. Thorne has moved to defensive end, and Ruffin, who was a defensive end last year, has moved to linebacker.
Right. You see now, though, that Thorne is becoming a little bit more of an impact right here on the play. Also, Ruffin's in a defensive end on the other side.
3rd down play, and the handoff to Jack Braun. Braun breaks loose. Jack Braun with the big gainer as he broke a tackle at the line of scrimmage and just kept going. And Jack Braun with a big play for Livingston High School.
Here you see Jack Braun coming, running real hard. He's a big, strong high school runner. He breaks a couple of tackles here. See Keith Short with a little bit of a dive there, and Jonathan Ruffin coming from the other side of the field finally drags him down.
So a big gain. The ball's down to the 18-yard line, and Che gets the handoff, and Che moves it down to the 10. Pickup of 8 yards, and you can feel it. The momentum has certainly changed right here. It's now all in the favor of the Livingston Lancers.
Right here, Jack Braun leads up through the middle, and Mark Che just follows him right through. Braun with another good block there. He seems to be pumped up.
Jack Braun had a carry of 38 yards on that big gainer. Now Che has 63 yards on the day, and the ball is on the 10 for Livingston. Here's Che again, and Che scampers to the 8. Gain of about 2, close to the 1st down. Livingston High School on the move. They lead it 7-6.
Well, right here, they got a real big inspirational play by Jack Braun. Jack Braun really took the momentum to Livingston's side. He just seized the momentum from East Orange single-handedly.
The game was starting to really slow down with all the penalties, and we had a lot of delays in the action, and all of a sudden, Braun broke loose, and so did the game. You can feel the intensity starting to pick up as well.
Right, this game's really starting to come alive. The fans are coming electric, and right here, this is where Livingston seems to really thrive on this type of play. They got a little lax there, and in the second quarter, third quarter, and East Orange really tried to capitalize.
Che picked up the first down, so at the 7-yard line, it's 1st and goal for Livingston. Belcure with Che, Braun, and Cole, and here's Che, and Che goes down. Knocked down by Martin Gross after a gain of about a yard on the play. He got to the 6.
Right there, you saw Robertson come up also from his cornerback spot to finish him off. That was good tackling in the backfield.
Gross and Robertson there for East Orange, and that defense for East Orange has got to toughen up here as the ball is on the 6-yard line. Again, Belcure brings his team out with 8:19 to go, 4th quarter. Here's Che. He's brought down. Shamil Simpkins came up from his cornerback spot to make the play. No gain on the play. It will be 3rd down and goal. Livingston High School scored on their first drive. They're looking to get their second score of the day right here.
Right here, you want to look again for Adam Bobker, number 85. He's in the ball game. Look for a pass to him.
Belcure's back. He's thrown just one pass second half. This one's incomplete, but penalty flags are down, and we may be getting a passing interference call in the end zone. Penalty flags are down in the backfield as well, so we may now be getting offsetting penalties. There could be a holding call as well. So there it is, clipping against Livingston, passing interference, the call against East Orange. So offsetting penalties, and the play will just happen again. 7:32 to go, 4th quarter. Billy Mount is coming into the game. Billy Mount is coming in to replace Chris Belcure at quarterback. So on the passing situation, Belcure moves to the flat. He'll be a split end. Mounts back to pass, looking to Belcure. He's got it! Touchdown for Livingston High School. One quarterback to another.
Yeah, Steve, Billy Mount came in the ballgame and never took his eyes off of Chris Belcure. From the time he stepped back into the pocket, he knew he wanted to throw the ball at Chris Belcure. And there's Chris Belcure celebrating in the backfield.
Chris Belcure came into the game with 5 pass completions and 7 receptions. And he comes up with a reception here, and Livingston leads it 13-6. The extra point by Belcure is blocked. So the score now, Livingston High School 13, East Orange 6 with 7:27 to go. And we've got ourselves a great game.
Sure we do. Back to touch on Chris Belcure. You know, in the beginning of the game, we said that Keith Short was Mr. Everything to East Orange. It appears like Chris Belcure is Mr. Everything to Livingston. Boy, he's been a quarterback, he's been a split end, he's run back a kickoff, he kicked the extra point. Boy, you know, I was looking to get popcorn from him at half.
Right here, he's coming into your living room with the touchdown, and Livingston High School now has a 7-point lead. So Chris Belcure is doing it all, and the Lancers now off the big run. Give the credit to Jack Braun. He got him going with the 38-yard run, and the Lancers now lead 13-6. But do not count East Orange out. They have been explosive on the ground, and they have the ability to score quickly. Kickoff taken by Shamil Simpkins. He's got East Orange's touchdown today, and he gets going and moves the ball close to the 40-yard line. They'll mark it on the 39, and that's where East Orange starts their drive.
Right here, East Orange has real good field position. Look for it. There's plenty of time left in the game. Just going to take a look here. Simpkins now just takes the ball up, has a nice room to run.
And nothing special, but a nice run. So it's 1st and 10 from the 39 for the Panthers. Hand off to Martin Gross. And Gross picks up 5 yards. Nice to get those 5 yards on first down, and Gross can pick them up for you. As we'll look at that last scoring drive, Livingston on 12 plays, 89 yards, 11 runs, just 1 pass, but the pass was good enough for a touchdown. Chris Belker on the reception, Billy Mount with the touchdown pass. It's 13-6. Second down and 5 for East Orange. Expect to hear Martin Gross's name an awful lot. Here's Nate Bryan. And Bryan struggles to get back to the line of scrimmage.
Again, the defensive ends for Livingston strung the play out nicely, kept the runner flat to the line of scrimmage and not allowed him to take the corner. That was Nate Bryan with the carry.
And Nate Bryan gets the ball out to the 45-yard line. Bryan made a great catch in the first half, and he's done a good job running the football as well. Here's Hudson. He throws, incomplete. Intended for Martin Gross, and that'll bring up a 4th down. And now we're at the point of the game where it'll be interesting to see whether Tony Pierce goes for it on 4th down. It's 4th and 5.
Oh, we're looking for Jay Griggs in the game, but
I don't see him.
no.
So I guess they're going to go for it.
Sure. Now they're bringing in Dave Darby. He's their big wide receiver. They've been working on a play with a sort of an alley-oop with him. So just look for something like that.
All right, Darby wears number 84, and he's in the game. He's 6'5". He is right now at the bottom part of your screen. Number 84, so we'll see whether they go to David Darby. Instead, they pitch it out to Nate Bryan, and Bryan is brought down well short of the first down. So Livingston will get the football back. Once again, the defensive unit for the Lancers outstanding. So back comes Belker, and back comes Che, and they're back on the field with the football and the lead as well. And the crowd here at Livingston High School starting to pick up.
We look now for Livingston to keep the ball on the ground and use the clock up as much as they can. They have a lead here, and there's only 5.5 minutes to go left in the game.
5:27 to be exact, Keith. It's 1st and 10, and the ball at the 46-yard line. Livingston High School came in with a 1-3 record. Al Jacobson, their head coach, said when they were 0-3, best team in the state, 0-3. He thought they were the best team, and they won last week against an undefeated Morris Knowles team, 14-12.
Well, they have a lot of talent on this team, Steve. Mark Che, Chris Belker, they're fine football players.
Pitch out goes to Che, and Che struggles to pick up 2 yards. We're going to see a lot of Mark Che. He's a dependable ball handler, and that time he picked up 2 yards going to the right side. I think, did I say that Al Jacobson thought that they were the best team in the state? They were the best 0-3 team in the state.
Right, the best 0-3 team.
Okay. I don't want Al to come back at me and start, I didn't say that. No, he said they were the best 0-3 team in the state. So let's clarify Al's statement.
Sure. Steve, Adam Bobker just checked into the ball game. Again, you look for him as a possession receiver.
2nd down and 8. Here's Che. He's got some room. He's got a 1st down and some more. Mark Che on the carry, and Che picks up good yardage that time. We'll call it a gain of 11 yards on the play and a 1st down.
Che going through right into the hole and explodes for that little extra yardage.
So Mark Che with the 1st down. There's an injured East Orange player on the field. Che nearing the 80-yard mark. Remember, he has had 3 consecutive 100-yard games. Keith Short, the injured player, and Keith will now move to the sidelines. Keith, of course, we told you all everything at East Orange High School, and he moves to the sidelines. He gets a hand from just his teammates. He's well appreciated, there's no question about that. A team player. You ask him to play fullback, he'll play fullback. That's where he started the season at. Then, when the need was in the offensive line, Short switched to the offensive guard slot. He'll do it all. 1st and 10. Ball's on the 30-yard line. Pitch out goes to McKay. And McKay picks up some yardage that time. Gets to the 30. I think I said the ball was on the 30, but it was on the 35. Tough to see the yard markers. They're on the opposite side of the field, and occasionally we have to omit some players stand in front, but it was a gain of 4.
Wishbone formation. Defensive end came down the crack, and here, when we had the toss, right outside on the option, and Doug McKay picks up 5 yards on the play.
And Doug was heading right for our camera. Lucky he was tackled beforehand. 2nd and 6, and a big gainer right here for Darren Cole. Darren Cole, the sophomore, gets his biggest gain of the day. The hole opened up and Cole followed.
Right. Jack Braun again led him up through the hole. It seems like in the 4th quarter, Jack Braun has really come on to lead Livingston.
Darren Cole with the carry. Cole has the ability to get the yardage when you need it, according to his coach, Al Jacobson, and he got the yardage right there. 1st down and 10 at the 17-yard line. Livingston threatening to put the game away. Here's Che, and Che gets it to the 10. So Che, Braun, Cole, McKay, they've just been solid, the backers for Livingston, and they're picking up the yardage.
Yeah. Livingston right now has 2 tight ends, wishbone formation, and just running the football, trying to get as many blockers as they can to the point of attack.
3 minutes, 58 seconds to go. The 4-minute warning on the field. And East Orange now looking at what could be a threatening situation. The ball is on the 10-yard line. Livingston, as you see, leads it by 7 and threatening to open the gap even more. A touchdown here would probably signify the end of this contest.
Yeah, I think that would be very, very difficult for a team like East Orange to come back down 2 touchdowns. They don't throw the ball all that well. Although they have the ability to score at any point on the ground because of their speed.
From the 10, here's Che. And Che gets it inside the 10. There's a fumble on the play. The ball was loose. The play may have been whistled dead, and that is the indication that we're getting from the field as the ball is placed on the 6-yard line. Thomas Page is down on the field. He looks to be injured for East Orange. Watch the play again. We'll see whether it was a fumble, and we'll also try to point out number 31 and how Thomas Page may have gotten injured. There it is right there. The ball is on the field, and there. It looked like East Orange may have recovered, but instead it was Greg Bruno who fell on the football. Greg Bruno made the recovery, so it was a fumble. The play wasn't whistled dead. Thomas Page, a senior, slow to get up, and now he runs off the field under his own power. Page, the fastest player on East Orange at 4.6 in the 40, shows some of that speed as he runs off the field after his injury. 1st down and goal to go from the 6 for Livingston. Here's Che, looking to put it away, and he does. Mark Che with his 2nd touchdown of the game, and that one should do it.
Yeah, that was just a real simple toss here, right out to the outside. You see, he gets a nice block right there by Lou Del Tufo, and Mark Che just takes the ball right into the end zone.
So Che scored from 13 yards in the 1st quarter, and now he adds a 6-yard touchdown to his repertoire. And Livingston High School has upped the gap to 13. They now lead at 19-6. So the Lancers have been impressive after East Orange scored, and now they'll go for 2. Mount is your quarterback, and Mountain rolls out. Throws to the end zone. It's complete. Doug McKay on the catch. Good for 2 points, and good now for a 21-6 Livingston lead.
Yeah, at that time, Coach Jacobson wanted to give Billy Mountain a little chance there. Had him roll out a little, and he saw Doug McKay in the end zone. That's for 2 points.
As easy as that. 21-6 now. Livingston leads it. East Orange, don't count them out yet. 3:39 to go, but they certainly have a tough order ahead as they're not a passing team, and they're forced to pass.
Right now, it does look like they are forced to throw the football a little bit. Look for Herman Hudson to get out and take the ball in the corner a bit and pass to some of his wideouts right now.
Our score, Livingston High School 21 and East Orange 6, and you can find out all the scores on Scoreboard. Coming at you every Saturday night at 7 o'clock, then again Sunday morning at 9:30. Wake up to the scores on Sunday morning. All the high school football action detailed on Scoreboard. Mike Russo will kick it off for Livingston High School. Simpkins and Bryan are back deep. And this is Nate. Big hole opens up. And it looks to be a touchdown. It's an East Orange touchdown, and it's not Nate Bryan. And looking up at the roster, I believe it may be Keith Short. There's no 79 on the East Orange roster. It's a touchdown, and we're not sure who it is. It's obviously someone who's played an entire football game because they have a dirty uniform. At least the pants are dirty. It may be Keith Short.
Yeah.
We got to watch it again. There's no 79, believe me, no 79 on the East Orange roster. And Nate Bryan's usually the man back deep. It may be Nate, but he didn't run with the speed of a Nate Bryan. It's a touchdown, though.
Steve, I think it is Keith Short because when he's in an offensive guard, he wears an offensive lineman's number. And right there you can see the torn jersey. And as he takes the ball right up the field, as just a plain power bull move right up the field.
How about that? Keith Short can do it all, and he just proves it right there. He even can wear number 79. So a touchdown for East Orange High School, and they're back in this football game. It's 21-12. On the play, just 16 seconds went off, and Short is on the sidelines with the touchdown. Unbelievable. I like to watch it again. You can watch how Short, slowly but surely, he made the move. He looked at where the openings were. He saw those openings. He took advantage of them. And now he's taking his uniform off and showing to the world that, yes, this is Keith Short. And yes, I have run the kickoff back for a touchdown.
Sure, Keith was somewhat of a mass marauder on that play.
Maybe that's what happened. Livingston didn't know who this player was. Al Jacobson knows, and knows very well that it was Keith Short, and it's 21-12. How about that? Fooled everybody, including ourselves.
Sure, that was a fine run nonetheless.
Oh, it was a great run. So now East Orange goes for 2. Herman Hudson's your quarterback. Keith Short is not in the lineup. He's on the sidelines. And now we get whistles. So there's 3:23 to go. And now you're talking about a possibility of an onside kick. East Orange may get the football back, but they've got to make this 2-point conversion. They've got to at least get 1 point out of this, because the possibilities will not be in their favor if they do not make this. It'll be 21-12, and they'd be 9 points down.
That's right. Right there, they had to call a timeout, which is almost uncalled for because a player was not on the field. I believe they lacked an offensive lineman right then. They had to call a timeout to get him out on the field.
Keith, this is a very, very big play. Simpkins is going to throw it again. He throws, it is intercepted. The play is dead, the play is dead, but that should assure Livingston of a victory. East Orange is now 9 points down at 21-12, and they would need more than a touchdown and a 2-point conversion to win the game.
Right, that play right there, that was picked off by Jack Braun right there. Jack Braun is Mr. Fourth Quarter, huh?
He has played a spectacular fourth quarter. You may remember his long run of 38 yards. He's played well defensively. He's been the lead blocker on a couple of nice runs by Mark Che, and there he came up with an interception.
Sure. If he's not the star of the game, he very well may be the star of the fourth quarter.
All right, you're lobbying to have Jack Braun on the post-game show. I can see that you're lobbying for Jack Braun.
Well, Jack Braun certainly turned the football game around.
No question about that. That run really woke Livingston up. So now, Keith, I guess we're going to see the onside kick here. East Orange must try to get the football back. 3:23 remains, and they trail by 9.
That is it's a tough lead, but it's not insurmountable. East Orange can score. They scored that time 6 points in a matter of 13 seconds. Let's see how they do it here.
Hudson will kick off. They don't have an unbalanced formation right here, so can't really tell where they might go with this onside kick, if they go with it at all. I cannot see at this point of the game how they can fail to not come up with the onside kick right here.
Right. I'll tell you what, if Keith Short were in the game, I'd look for him to pick it up.
He's done just about everything. You know, he had a real sluggish first half. We didn't even call his name that often.
Right. In the first half,
he took off here.
Yeah, the second half, he had that big run back, though, and I think that's what got us.
Well, he's made some nice plays defensively. And again, they've been running behind him an awful lot as well. And he has come alive in that run back. Keith Shorts, and it really, I guess, has shown everybody out there that this man can play some football.
Right, but I think we have to give some credit to Lou Del Tufo, Larry Haken, and Greg Bruno, the interior linemen of the Livingston Lancers.
Oh, no question about that. They've played an excellent game. As you look at Mr. Short, and you could tell he's going to go home tonight and get that uniform clean. I mean, he has worked. There's a lot of mud all over that thing. All right, here we go. Onside kick situation. Up front, you've got Adam Bobker. He's up there. So is Bobby Belkier and Larry Haken. So you've got some sure hands. Jack Braun's there, Chris Belkier. They're all up expecting the onside kick. So here we go. Always interesting. Anything can happen as now East Orange moves from right to left. So we're going to the right side here, no question about that. And it goes high in the air, and it certainly takes a Livingston bounce. Chris Belkier makes the play, and he goes down at the 34. 3:19 remains in the contest, with Livingston leading 21-12. So again, Chris Belkier, his name's called. He's played a great game.
Sure. I think those are the three keys to Livingston right now being on top. Chris Belkier, Mark Che, and Jack Braun, certainly for the fourth quarter for Jack.
First down, 34-yard line. East Orange has to play some super defense. First handoff goes to Braun. And there's your man, Keith. Picks up 7 yards.
Sure. What happened there, East Orange came with a blitz with a linebacker, and he ran right by him.
We've got to do this game next year as well. Most of the players that you're watching today are all juniors and sophomores and freshmen. So most of these players will be back next year as East Orange will take on Livingston for the 7th time. This, the 6th meeting. Livingston has never beaten East Orange, but they look like they're on their way to the first victory of the series.
Yeah, it doesn't look good for East Orange right here.
Again, an injured player down on the field. Out around the 30-yard line, and a bunch of players surrounding that injured player, and we're not sure as to who that player may be. After the play was over. So the ball now moves back to the 49-yard line. Big loss on the play, and it brings up 3rd and 15. 5:34 to go. First quarter, Livingston leads 7-0. Hudson to pass. It is incomplete. Intended for Darnell Chase, but overthrown.
Yeah, that ball was overthrown, but there was a lot better form on the ball. The ball was thrown that time with a lot more zip. I think Herman Hudson's starting to loosen up his arm a little bit. I think he might be in good shape by the end of the game.
Sometimes it takes the quarterback just a little time to get going.
Sure, and you need to loosen up your arm and air it out a bit.
4th down now for East Orange, so they're forced to punt, and Jay Griggs will be in to do just that. Mark Che is back deep for Livingston. Good snap, line drive kick, and Che will take it on the 23, and he goes down immediately. He may have got that ball out to the 25, but penalty flags are down on the play. It looks now as the officials today are from the 38-yard line. So East Orange is pinned back. Now remember the last drive, Keith, they really moved the ball well on the ground.
Sure, I think they should continue to move the ball, to run the ball. They have tremendous success. They seem to be able to get to the outside very, very well and use some of their speed.
Quarterback is still Herman Hudson. He's calling the signals with Martin Gross in the backfield along with this man, Shamil Simpkins. And Simpkins picks up 3 or 4 yards. Brought down on the play. Chris Belcure came up along with Frank Dipple, and Bobby Belcure was along on the tackle.
Right. Bobby Belcure made a good play that time, helping to string the play out, and Frank Dipple came and finished him off. That was a real good play. That's the kind of defensive pursuit that we need to see by Livingston to contain the outside running threat of East Orange.
2nd down now and 6. Pick up a 4 by Simpkins. And again, East Orange content with staying on the ground. Hand off to Gross inside, and Gross spins and picks up about 2 yards. Out to the 44-yard line. Martin Gross, a junior, last week ran for 32 yards against Seton Hall Prep. Good looking backfield for East Orange, and all underclassmen, no seniors. Simpkins is a sophomore, Thorne is a freshman, Hudson, the quarterback, a junior, Gross is a junior, Nate Bryan is a junior. 3rd down, 4 yards. Big play here for the Panthers. 1:43 to go, 1st quarter. Hudson's gonna throw it. Now he's gonna run it. And he's brought down.
See, that looked like a design play right there where we had a little rollout sprint action, and the quarterback just wanted to, here it is again. Here we have a rollout, and then he just tucks the ball right up. Takes it up the field.
Nice play there by Jack Braun, number 22, to make the tackle. We
Right.
told you Braun, while fullback, he's also a linebacker, and he came up with the tackle, and now this man, Jay Griggs, is in to do the punting. Clock winding down on the 1st quarter. Not a good kick by Griggs off the side of his foot, and Livingston will start from the 39-yard line. Griggs is not too happy as he goes over to the sidelines.
No, it doesn't look like it, Steve. He just shanked that ball a little bit off his foot. A little bit better drop, and he would have really boomed that ball.
Tony Pierce on the sidelines in his 1st year at East Orange High School. He came back to the school after graduating in 1979, and he's trying to just get this program moving on the right direction. And so far, they've got a win under their belts, and they're looking for their 2nd win today.
We've seen Livingston basically stay with the wishbone for an option here.
Now they're going to throw. Belcure puts it up. It's Che, and he makes the catch. Mark Che with the catch, his 2nd of the day, and a fine play by Chris Belcure to get the ball away.
Sure, that was a little, here we are again. Nice play, showed his athletic ability. We roll out, and he sees Che down the field. Che makes a fine catch, stretches out nicely for it. Good catch by Mark Che.
Gain on the play of 16 yards, and the ball is now on the 44, and here's Che off the handoff, and he breaks loose. Mark Che might have a touchdown. Oh, he's brought down. Keith Short made the tackle. Keith just dove at Che, got him on the foot, but a big gainer for Mark Che.
Yeah, here we see again, Mark Che with the football. Another good play, little stutter step right in the line of scrimmage and breaks freely. And with Keith Short with a fine effort right here, and here he just grabs him right by the ankle and trips him up.
Short, like his shadow, just caught up to him, made the tackle, gain on the play of 24 yards for Mark Che. At the 20, here's Che again. Gets around the corner, gets a great block, and he picks up close to 10 yards.
Sure, that was a real good block by the tailback, by the fullback right there, to help him out to turn the corner and get upfield. Here we are, here's Mark Che again.
And watch the block, I think it's coming right here, and that's Doug McKay.
Yeah, Doug McKay came right in here and made a good block. Driven out of bounds by Martin Gross.
The gun signifies the end of the first quarter. And as we come back to action in the second quarter, Livingston will be heading for their second score. After one, it's Livingston 7, East Orange nothing. To nothing, and Mark Che has really taken off in this particular drive as Al Jacobson's club is close to a possible second score. The ball is on the 14-yard line, and Livingston High School is certainly moving.
Yeah, they are, Steve. Right here, they've really relied on Mark Che. Mark Che has been the workhorse today, and we look for him to carry the football right here. He's their guy that's got to get in the pay dirt for him.
Mark Che so far, with his total yardage, he has 74 yards. And as you saw, Livingston has 73 total yards, so obviously, I think my math is good enough. Livingston, the rest of the team has -1. And Mr. Che has 74 total yards, so he's having a great afternoon. Fumble off the snap, Belcure picks back up, and may have picked up a yard on that play, so a good job by Belcure.
Yeah, there again, we got to see Belcure's athletic ability, being able to get down, pick the ball up, and make something out of nothing.
And that's the idea, and that's what makes a good quarterback, and Belcure certainly one of those. He started 3 sports as a sophomore. His sophomore year, of course, last year. Started in football, was the point guard on the basketball team, and in baseball played second base. So Chris Belcure, obviously a fine athlete. 2nd and 9, and he's back to pass. Sets up, looks for the corner. Incomplete. Intended for Adam Bobker, who has come up with 2 touchdowns already this season, but he was unable to come up with number 3.
Well, Belcure rolls back, sets up, throws a nice pass just out of the reach, though, just out of the reach of Adam Bobker. What we might want to note here is Adam Bobker is the tight end, but you will see him mostly on passing situations. The other two, Bobby Belcure and Kevin Burke, are more blocking tight ends.
There's a fumble, and it's recovered by East Orange High School. The ball was on the ground and picked up by Thurman James, and East Orange comes up with their first turnover of the game. Thurman James with a fine play right there.
Here it is again. It looks like a little miss there on the exchange from quarterback and center, and Thurman James was just right in to be able to gather the ball up.
Thurman James, a senior.
Good heads-up play by Thurman.
Second fumble recovery of the year for Thurman James. And East Orange gets the football back. They'll start from the 14-yard line. They trail, but they have averted a possible another touchdown for Livingston High School. Hudson calling the signals, Gross and Simpkins in the backfield. And here's Nate Bryan. And Bryan gets to the 15-yard